I was discussing with a friend these orgies that some mutual friends used to keep in the city of Toronto, and I had been invited to those sex parties several times. I chose to not attend, mainly because of some of the people I knew who would be in attendance. I didn't find anything sexy about them, and I didn't want to be at a party with them having sex around me or me having sex around them, or somehow they and sex didn't seem to match in my mind. So I mean, that goes to show my level of my idiosyncratic levels of shallow, because it's largely physical. It's also your mental. It's just so many different reasons why someone would be attractive to me or not. And from that group, I just, at least physically, I wasn't attracted to them. And then I wasn't attracted to several of them because of their lifestyle, the way they lived, like filthy homes, how they ate, unclean, so that if one of them farts, it lingers for like 30 minutes, heavy on the air. And so, there's certain things. I mean, through sex, you don't want to have any bad smells and such. So, and these are very considered attractive people, desirable even to some, but not to me. So, I'm so thirsty. I had this encounter with a couple, and it was one of the few times I actually went on a date, I guess. But it was to their home, and they lived in Moneybags Mansion, and they were Jewish. The man was not very attractive. He was bald, and I don't know, his body was like a chicken. He had a big belly, but not really, really big, but big on his smaller frame. And so he looked out of shape, and he had no musculature. That's kind of like unappealing to me, because at the time I was younger, and I just had naturally occurring muscles, and I thought bodies came with muscles, because my body did, and I didn't do much well, except I was more physically active than my peers. So I've always had muscles when people thought I was at the gym. No, it's just how I carry myself and how I live. Active. So this guy, we were trying to do the threesome, and because he was trying to get with me, and I just was pushing him off and trying to push his wife onto him, because no, I'm not interested in this guy. I'm only interested in the wife. Because she was, by the way, she was one of few Jewish women I find attractive. I had to say that, okay? Because, a lot of Jewish women have cosmetics procedures, especially facially, and the body as well. Yeah. They were the first in junior high school who were having nose jobs. No one had nose jobs from my experience, okay? Yes, they were the first to have their nose augmented. Is that what you call it? They didn't like their schnozzes, and they had plastic surgery, rhinoplasty, and all the other plasties that follow. But it started with the nose. They didn't like their nose. Why is that? Why didn't they? Japs, they call themselves. They call them, and they were proud to be Japs, Jewish American princesses. They did not like their parents. They wanted their noses to look more like European, right? Now it's funny, because today they are very anti-black. They have many. I'm not speaking about those of you who are not, but I'm talking about those who are pretty much what they call racist. And they're the ones who are on this mission to muzzle and silence us. But hey, anyway, here I was in a threesome with a Jewish couple. And the man wasn't all that, but the woman was hot. So some of these Jewish women, like, okay, I knew one in high school, and she was older than us. She was older, but she hung out with us. She was beautiful. I remember her name, but I won't say it. Her first name was Fortuna. Can you imagine Fortune with an A at the end? That was her. And she was built like, she had this long, flowing, curly, wavy hair. It was just really nice. And she was voluptuous. She was short, but she was built. Bam, bam. And she had that hair. Yeah, it's funny. I remember she said to me once, "Wow, last year you were blossoming. Now you've erupted." What the hell? Okay. Well, she was actually, and as all of them were, it was my friend, the Jamaican one, my best friend. And she, as far as I was concerned, she was my friend. She was the only one who was my friend. But we hung out with this bunch of Jewish girls, mostly Jewish and Italian girls. And I really didn't care for any of them. They were not nice girls. They were real bitchy. But she managed them because they followed her. There was the pecking order as well. I remember the Israeli and the Canadian Jewish girls, they were above the Russian Jews. The Russian Jews were kind of not treated that well unless if they were really considered really attractive. It was just a lot of, I've never seen so much shallowness in my life as this group of past peers. But this threesome happening on that Saturday night, we had a nice supper and just hanging out, and then it started. And I really, like I said, couldn't get with the guy. He tried, but it just wouldn't work. So I'm with the wife. She's delectable, and she's really, there's nothing wrong with her. You know, she's clean. She's got this, again, that hair that they have, this black, wavy, curly kind of hair going all the way down to the middle of the back. Voluptuous. They're not skinny. They're not fat. You know, So anyway, I was knocking this one, right? And this guy disappeared. He disappeared. And I was relieved. I remember being so relieved, because a threesome, really, if everybody is not into everybody, if you're all into each other. If you're all into each other, it's great. It could go either way, and either way it's gonna be good no matter what, and you can just fall into it. You know, but when there's one person who's kind of odd, like I don't think the wife even wanted that guy. She was just happy to have a break from him, you know. And she tried to pawn me off on her husband. I'm not there for that. No. If he, and by the way, and of course he was rich, right? But that's my point, okay? I'm a dumbass, because I don't care how rich you are. If you're not cute, you're not getting it. I just can't. I can't be aroused by your money when you look like that. So those people know how they look, right? And that's their problem. One of their problems with us, with this supremacy of theirs, which I call a pseudo-supremacy. They don't feel right about themselves, not in their head, in their heart, and certainly not in their appearance. And that goes for the male and the female. That's why you would think they hate us by the things they do to us, but it's not that. I don't think it's hate. I think it's envy. I think they envy us. So they do these things because, you know, they follow this standard model of beauty, being the Caucasian woman. So they break their noses and try to set it in a way that it's more like whatever, how you call it, the Anglo nose, the Saxon nose, as opposed to what? The Roman nose. The Roman nose, of course, they don't want that either. And so it's there I started to be aware of the differences in how different groups of people don't like themselves, and that includes the black people who actually follow anyone who is not black. So they don't differentiate. Black people don't differentiate. These are Jewish women from Italian, from German. They're all white girls. They're all white chicks, and I have always known and seen the difference in them, or the differences. So anyway, right? I'm just making out with this hot chick, and her husband disappears, and I'm like, yes, I got rid of him by giving him the cold shoulder. I felt so victorious until I screamed. I looked down. What the There's that ugly guy with his ugly grin on his ugly face, looking like an idiot, and a banana. I just pulled it out of my snatch where he'd inserted it. I guess I was kissing the woman or something, and he went down and tried to shove a banana into me, but the banana was not peeled. Like, what a savage. They call us savage. They call us savage. They call us savages. We eat bananas. They use bananas as sex toys. This Jewish guy, I'm making out with his wife. He leaves us, and I'm happy, not knowing he's gone to the kitchen to get a banana to try and do me with a banana, since evidently his penis didn't measure up. Listen, boy. Listen. Okay? Okay, so he, what an ass, right? So I shrieked and screamed and, sitting up, and I'm upset. I'm annoyed. I'm irritated. Like, I just want him to just disappear. And he does. Why? Well, before he does, his wife, she just let him have it. She told him off. And as she told him off, I had to join in because, well, she's telling him off. And he did it to me. So yeah, I could tell him off too. And we both told him off. And he left. He had to go the hell out of here. In his own house too. You bitch. You go in and get a banana. What do you think? Am I a Bahama mama? Banana. Bahama banana mama? What was he thinking? What do you think this guy was thinking? Of all things, to get a banana unpeeled and insert. You know what I would do? I was young then, and see, I'm so different today. Then I would let him get on his knees, head down, ass up, and I would insert it same way unpeeled into his booty hole without lube. That's what I would do. So yeah, 3somes. I hear the young people talk about 3somes, and oh yeah, you gotta have, before you die, you gotta have it. Not always, not necessarily. Mind you, 3somes with girls can be loads of fun. Of course, the girls must be clean, okay, girls? Clean the coochie and clean the booty hole too. Some young girls, when I say young girls, I mean, the teens. When we were younger, the girls 19, 20, 21, some of them don't know, especially if they've been consuming liquor. They need to learn. Even if you not, just assume it's not right and go and wash it, take care of it. If you're going to have sex with someone, right? Unless if he's one of them kind of nasty guys that like it smelly and funky and stank and skank, well then you guys then deserve to be together and belong together, yeah? So do the stinky, but I can't be there. I don't want to hear, I don't want to see, and I wouldn't want to smell it. And so yeah, if you're going to be doing 3some or even 2some, just keep it clean. And so I basically just was saying that the 3some, I didn't really go for that. And that was not the only time, but with them it was just once. I didn't want to see that guy again. And but I realized it's not really my cup. I want to be with one person, like one person. What is this? And then the orgies, right? So you're in a room where there are different rooms and different people in different rooms doing different things. There's this room and there's that room, and there's a room and there's one woman and how many men, or one woman and men and women, or there's a man and how many women. All kinds of combinations of things going on, and there's the sauna, there's the hot tub, there's the pool, different parts of the place, and then they're indoor, the bedrooms and the playrooms, and I would love to say that it's fun, and I think it is. It can be fun. It can be fun if you are not insecure, if you're not uptight, and if you are there if there are people that you know and trust, which is very difficult to find in these times. So otherwise, it just never suited me, this whole orgy thing. I never was into orgies, and I've been around them and I've been in them, but I've never really, I have participated, I must say, yes. That's it, but I did to them. I'm a top. Yeah. Bottoming is not for me. I've tried it. I've done switch. I don't want to switch. I just want to do what I'm made to do, which is to top you. And this threesome business, I can do threesome, but that will mean I'm dominating you both, or I'm instructing you what to do to the other one. This is how it works for me. I'm directing. I'm giving you direction. I'm giving you ideas of what to say, how to say, and what to do. I was doing this because two dags get together and they didn't really know what to do with each other, so they wanted to shoot porn. And I'm saying, I could tell from what was going on, which was not much, you people need some kind of experience, some more experience than you have, and your porn is very boring. So let's spice it up a bit. So I'm telling this dyke what to do to her girl, and telling the girl how to be and how to pose, what to say, and that's where I had my fun, So in this case, I can participate in a threesome. I will be there directing you, telling you what to do with and to each other. That's my role. Yeah, let's clarify. So don't let it seem like I'm asexual. It isn't that I am. I just don't trust that anyone is capable of giving me the release I deserve, and I don't want to waste my time on anything less than. So, in the meantime, I'll do you, because I'm capable, unless if you've got some kind of issues from your childhood, where you were possibly molested as a child by some nasty old man or woman, who has affected you to this day, where you can't enjoy sex. It's funny when I talk about sometimes people that I know, and if they're listening, which usually they do but pretend that they're not, they hear me talk about them. And that's why some people have problems with me, because I don't really spare anyone, because it's not like I plan to talk about you. I'm just babbling and telling stories, because I'm a storyteller, from things that I have happened to me in my life that I thought were kind of profound, or in some way. And so I'm just sharing. I am Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. So by all means, get involved and experiment and experience. Try the threesome, try the orgies. You may have loads of fun, but I am a little uptight, and I also have control issues now, because in the past I allowed others to dominate me and they were not worthy. So now I'm worthy and I do the domination. I am the top. Thank you. Good night.